For the past 4 days, we've shown you machinery, we've shown you glass, and we've talked about trends and innovations. And yes, there's still more to see. I'm Ellen Rogers, editor of US Glass Magazine, and welcome to our October newscast, coming to you one more time from Dusseldorf, Germany.
And I'm Jordan Scott, editor of USGNet. As a first-timer here at glasstec, I couldn't believe the scope of unbelievable technology at the show, including the selective solar shading system from Wellsun. There's also a lot of impressive machinery.
Yes, this show is definitely the best place to see the latest machinery innovations. Intermac has recently introduced the Sophia IoT service platform. This provides interconnectivity between the operator and service provider. You have to see what it can do. Let's take a look.
With the Sophia IoT, we have the ability to connect with our customers in real time, full time, which means that every day that they're operating the machine, we're connected, we're downloading data and passing information back and forth continuously. He's going to see what his machines are doing, how much time they sat idle, maybe second shift isn't performing as well as first shift, so that when the customer gets an error on their machine, we get notified at the same exact time. We would be able to see when it went into emergency, what happened right before, and we actually have all the data of all the messages internally in the CNC. When we have the customer on the phone, we can then work by email over the phone and actually enable a video chat to where we can walk him out to the machine. He can point his phone at certain points on the machine, and then we can walk him through that fix or helping him to find the problem within the machine. If it's a part that's bad and we need to replace it, we can automatically order the part directly from the customer through our handheld device.
We've seen a lot of companies here that have developed tools and services that help customers work smarter and more efficiently. In the Glaston booth, we learned about their software tools for communicating with customers.
We have been working with new technology, so you can see the screens behind me. On the screens we have the new reporting system, so we can give customers reporting about their production, about their capacity, energy consumption, quality as well. So that's something that we have been doing. The last screen is the sort of preventative maintenance screen. So what we now have is a support room at the factory, so we can remotely follow how the machines are being used. If there are anything that we detect that we would need to look at, making sure that they have the uptime that they need to have and that they don't have any loss of production. So that's one thing. Then we have the Insight Assistant Pro, which is sort of the AI what we have within the furnaces. So that's the software that actually detects what quality the glass is and gives recommendations to the operator that how they should probably adjust the parameters in the furnace to get even better quality out of the furnace.
If there's a buzzword here at glasstec, it's got to be automation. That was a big focus for Hagla, where we saw a new sorting system as well as a unique option for moving and transporting glass.
Well, the biggest trend we're seeing basically across all phases of the fabrication and production process is the need to automate to help stem the problem that everybody's having with the labor situation. This system, it can be completely inline if it's a dedicated processing system, or it can be a very modular system if you're feeding multiple downstream processes. But it basically takes the output from whether it's a cutting, a tempering line, lamination, and pre-sorts it into the order that you need it for your next process. Right behind us here you see the AGVs, which have not typically been commercially available in the capacity that we need for handling glass in manufacturing plants. So we actually are building these in-house now to, again, hand in hand with the sorting system, the automation of moving this product from one process to the next in an automated fashion.
Anisotropy is another buzzword these days, as glass fabricators and architects are increasingly focused on glass quality. Mark Abbott with Light Sentry talked to us today about the growing interest they're seeing in the need for optically clear glass.
We're hearing from a lot of customers, big fabricators in the US and in Europe here, around the world, about anisotropy, iridescence. As we've started measuring in real time, we can see every piece of glass with these patterns of stress in them, and that tells us something about the glass. Not only does it tell us we shouldn't make it like that so the customer doesn't see it, but we can also improve the tempering process so that every piece of glass is better consultants, architects, they're talking about anisotropy. They're concerned about it. Their customers, the building developers, are concerned about it. So it's coming. They're starting to specify it, I would say, and they're sort of grappling. We're all grappling together with how do you specify it? How do you measure it? We're measuring it now. We can show people how you measure it. We measure it in nanometers and percent iridescence, and now I think they're embracing that and saying, okay, let's specify it.
One of the trends we've talked about this week is the increasing size of glass. As the glass gets bigger, handling and moving it becomes a challenge. We talked with Chip Olson at Quattrolifts and got a look at some of the company's glass handling solutions.
We have some new machines this year, and this is our Vector line, and we've upgraded it to an off-road edition of our Vector line. It's the same capacity, 880 pounds, 400 kilo, and the basics of the machine of our original Vector are the same. It just has more off-road capability. Okay, so this is our largest machine. It's our Vector 800 kilo, 1,750 pound capacity. It lifts glass in the same manner as our existing Vector line. The rotation of the head can go a full 360 degrees. We have a center hub system so that we don't require you to come back from 90 degrees. You can continually spin 360 degrees, as well as the center hub we have a slew bearing, and it's a very strong connection with the head to the machine. So there will be added safety there with the Vector.
Today is the last day of glasstec, so Jordan, what did you think? Are you ready for 2020?
Absolutely. I thought this was a great show, and I loved seeing the way the different facets of the glass industry come together, and especially seeing it from the European perspective.
That wraps up our coverage for today, but keep an eye out for one more video from Dusseldorf. I'm Ellen Rogers.
And I'm Jordan Scott. Thanks for joining us.